Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of me rambling on about stuff in the video game industry or whatever crosses my desk. In this case, it happens to come from videogameschronicle.com and from Platinum Games. And if you don't know anything about Platinum Games, they're the creative minds behind, Bayonetta, Star Fox Zero, Vanquish. So very action-oriented, flashy, exciting style games. Metal Gear Rising, again, very, very flashy. So they collaborate with other IPs or other companies and put things together. I think their most financially viable or excellently done game was Nier Automata, like 3.5 million units sold. And the design philosophy behind Nier Automata was every level is different, almost every scene is different. The developer was I was getting bored of playing this game and it's the same game for 10, 20 hours, so he wanted to mix things up. I haven't talked about Nier Automata on my channel. It's one of those things I'll get around to. It's one of those gems in video game history that everyone has to eventually touch. But in this article, he talks about two other things that are interesting. So this is the one comment which is probably going to get your attention. The Casey Hudson moment where he's going to revolutionize the industry with, I don't know, Anthem or something. Now, we don't know what this is yet. We don't know exactly what he's talking about or, how this is going to change things. But the philosophy, at least that I can understand, comes from a business background. So basically, we're building a new foundation that in later years will pay dividends. For us, new challenges are going to be very important. So already he has a business model in mind. We're going to be doing something that no one else has done before. That's a good basis. So you're setting your sights with a practical example that you can't compare to anything else apparently, and there's a business model in mind. This is how you start. This is how you start any entrepreneurial idea, whether it's software or hardware or a product or a service. Who knows? They could just be selling this game as a service. They could be selling it as a series, ongoing DLC. Who knows? Now, they already have two games in development, which have been announced, Astral Chain and Babylon's Fall. These are, for the PS4 and the Switch as well. And one of them is being published by Square, and the other one is being published by Nintendo. So these are known. These are big projects. They are action-oriented. There's all kinds of glitz and glamour. It's now, Babylon's Fall, we don't have too much information on. It was announced a year ago, and it's a brand new groundbreaking project, and we're like, what's going on with this thing? So this could be part of the brand new game he's talking about, or it could not be. We don't know. If that's the case, then he's either working on 4 games or 3 games. It's hard to say. For a studio who's making this announcement, this is a big deal. That's a lot of teamwork, a lot of money, a lot of time, and that's been in development for at least a year, or at least from its announcement date. And they want to become their own publisher. And they want to become their own publisher to produce new IPs, and those two IPs are the new things that we don't know, supposedly, unless it has changed, unless this is just a announcement and they just canceled it. Who knows? So, it's hard to say what is going on here with Platinum Games. I'm really curious what they're doing. If you guys have any idea what they could possibly be working on, of something, a new Project Dylan that's never been done before, some new IPs. I mean, they're still going to be working on, whatever it comes through their desks. They can get contracts and keep their company afloat. But I don't know. Where do you go from Nier Automata? I think if they were to do a spiritual successor to Nier Automata, or at least a style of game which is different in several ways. That is to say that every time you play, you're going through it. Now it's a shmup. Now it's a third-person action adventure. Now it's a side scroller, whatever. Like that would be, that's the kind of style that made them popular, or at least made Nier popular. And of course, with fantastic ideas like game design, game mechanics, great music, interesting characters, replay value up the wazoo, multiple endings. Like that's pretty much what people, whether they're RPG gamers or just action gamers, like. Personally, I think Vanquish should get more attention, just because that's sort of the over the top style of gameplay that made, I wouldn't say the genre popular, because there was already or those Bayonetta, there's already Devil May Cry, but this was like the futuristic version of it, and skidding and sliding around and all sorts of crazy stuff. Maybe if they actually focused on story a bit more, it wasn't over the top nuts, like B movie style crazy events going on in the stories, then I might actually care to look at games like that, just because I don't want to spend all this time on a silly story. But who knows? Maybe they're going for more depth. Maybe they're going for multiplayer. Maybe they're going for games as a service. Don't know. Please leave your comments. Maybe someone out there who's watching has more insight into Platinum games that I don't. And I would greatly appreciate any insight you have, because here's hoping it's not another Anthem. Here's really hoping, because if anyone's going to pull it off, it's these guys. It's the Bayonetta, it's the Nier Automata people, to do something actually innovative. So kudos to these guys. Let's see what they got, and help me out here if I'm missing anything. Thanks, guys.